Do you want to know the cheapest country in the world today, as well as one that contains some of the oldest cities in humanity? Don't miss this new video from Uncensored World to learn about the curiosities of the cheapest country on our planet called Uzbekistan, officially known as the Republic of Uzbekistan. It is one of the key countries in Central Asia and covers a vast territorial area of approximately 450,000 square kilometers, making it quite extensive in this regard. However, due to the deserts and mountains that shape its landscape, not all parts of the country are suitable for human habitation. Around 36 million people live in this extensive land, making it the most populous country in Central Asia. As expected, the capital, Tashkent, is the most popular city in Uzbekistan and often serves as a starting and destination point for visitors. Tashkent, especially during the Soviet era, had great importance as a commercial center. In fact, it was the second most populous Soviet city after Moscow and St. Petersburg. Today, Tashkent is home to approximately 3 million inhabitants. Uzbekistan does not have a coastline along the seas. It only has lakes and rivers within its borders. Among them stands out the Aral Sea, which used to be one of the largest lakes in the world. At one point, it was known as a sea. Unfortunately, since then, it has diminished, becoming a shadow of what it once was. Uzbekistan is truly rich in gold and is the fourth largest gold producer globally. They extract gold from their mines, and along with gold, the region has several underground treasures, including uranium. The land of Uzbekistan is so fertile that it ranks fifth in worldwide cotton production. The country also has natural resources, such as natural gas, oil, and coal. Looking at the history of Uzbekistan, we find that it was once the most popular center of life in Central Asia, a trading center that merchants considered a hub between China and Europe on the Silk Road. Cultural interactions were also quite common in the lands. Uzbekistan became rich and prominent, attracting great rulers like Alexander the Great and Genghis Khan. Especially the Mongols plundered and deeply affected Uzbekistan throughout history. After this period, the great ruler Tur dominated Uzbekistan, fostering arts and culture. Tur brought scholars and philosophers from many parts of the world. During the development of culture, the era of Tur also witnessed the construction of important Islamic schools in Uzbekistan. When you walk through Tashkent, you quickly notice that over 90% of the vehicles on the streets are Chevrolets. This happens because there are high import tariffs for vehicles. The global automotive giant General Motors installed a factory in Uzbekistan and began producing Chevrolet cars at lower costs than domestically produced vehicles. Today, the Islamic atmosphere in the region is preserved in all its splendor. Uzbekistan has been a fully independent country since 1991 after the dissolution of the Soviet Union. In this regard, the people of Uzbekistan take pride in their own culture and history. Apart from the capital, Tashkent, the country is home to other popular settlements such as Bukhara and Samarkand, located in Central Asia. Uzbekistan shares borders with Afghanistan and Turkmenistan to the south, with Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan to the east, and with Kazakhstan to the west and north. If you plan to visit the country as a tourist, most nationalities can enter Uzbekistan without visa issues. However, if you plan to stay for an extended period or work there, you will need to obtain a residence permit and a work permit. It is crucial to learn the official languages, Uzbek and Russian, as they are the two most spoken languages in the country. Additionally, over 90% of the population follows Islam, characterizing Uzbekistan as a Central Asian state that has embraced Islam. Uzbekistan is an efficient modern country where people enjoy freedom in terms of attire and beliefs. Therefore, Uzbekistan leans more towards the cultures of societies like Kazakhstan and Russia than Arab culture. Furthermore, due to its proximity to places like Afghanistan, it might be considered unsafe, but that is not the case. It is one of the most livable countries among the nations of Central Asia. In fact, if you manage to earn US dollars here, you can practically establish your own kingdom in Uzbekistan because, like in any other country, the power of money also opens many doors here. One of the first things that will catch your attention when visiting Uzbekistan are its bazaars, markets, and bread. There are many bakeries in various places where people enthusiastically bake bread. In Uzbekistan, you can find different types of bread with unique flavors that you may have never tasted before. The good thing is that you can easily buy these beautiful breads for around $1 each. Yes, bread is cheaper in Uzbekistan than in Europe, as the country's food culture mainly focuses on meat. Meat is also extremely affordable. Here, for example, you can enjoy a high-quality kebab for $3. What's also good in the markets is that as soon as vendors make eye contact with you, they offer free samples of their products. In fact, this is wonderful because it shows that people trust the quality of what they sell, trying to attract customers by offering these samples. Additionally, the people of Uzbekistan are known for their hospitality and friendly nature. Moreover, the markets, both in size and appearance of the stalls, closely resemble those of Mongolia. As you stroll through the bazaars, you'll notice that people's eyes sparkle, and they genuinely smile at you. However, unfortunately, there is a downside to this. History. Some people who realize that you are a tourist and are not familiar with Uzbekistan may try to deceive you. Of course, it is not fair to attribute this to Uzbekistan. You can find cunning people in almost every part of the world. For example, they may charge 3 times the normal price for a taxi in places like Bukhara and Samarkand, where museums are free. People may impersonate employees at the entrances and demand an entrance fee, or in souvenir shops, they may indicate prices much higher than they should. It's like they're playing. There are tricks in your mind, so it's advisable to always be alert. In fact, my recommendation is that when you visit a country, look for a local guide of that culture before exploring the country together. That way, with a local person by your side, there's no chance of people taking advantage of you. On the other hand, when you go to Uzbekistan today, no matter what your nationality or ethnic identity is, when people realize you're a tourist, they approach you with great joy and a friendly attitude. They are happy because there are people from all over the world. Come and explore their country, especially if you visit rural areas. Local families will surely want to welcome you, feed you, and make you feel at home. Their cuisine also features a unique specialty of meat dishes served with rice. One thing to note in Uzbekistan is that people there drink tea from morning till night. However, they not only consume black tea but also green tea abundantly. Additionally, they like to combine these teas with lemon or other flavors. By the way, let's not forget that horse meat and cumin are also widely used in Uzbekistan. If you are a guest in someone's house in Uzbekistan, especially if that person lives in an apartment, you should definitely take off your shoes at the entrance. Especially if you go to the capital, Tashkent, and speak Russian fluently, you can quickly make friends and get closer to local residents. People in the capital mainly speak Russian in their daily lives. Someone who speaks Russian can easily integrate into USC society, but there is a climate-related issue. I advise anyone planning to visit Uzbekistan in the height of summer to think twice because cities like Tashkent, Bukhara, and Samarkand become incredibly hot and humid. People are exposed to temperatures exceeding 50 degrees Celsius. Therefore, I suggest those who want to visit Uzbekistan do so between August and November. Of course, in a place with such scorching temperatures, you'll have the opportunity to try a variety of nuts and fruits at very reasonable prices. If you love reading and taking photographs, you may not mind the heat much because Uzbekistan's historical heritage, formed by the Silk Road, attracts people and makes it the tourist center of Central Asia. In the evenings, life in cities like Bukhara, Tashkent, and Samarkand does not stop. In these 3 cities, you will find various establishments promising fun and delicious meals at night. For example, while dining in a restaurant, you may suddenly see Uzbek dancers performing their unique dances in the square. Honestly, the exclusive dances of Central Asian culture significantly enhance the pleasure of watching. Compared to Europe, Central Asian dances are truly elegant, and dancers glide across the stage like magic wands. Not only their dances, but also the traditional costumes they wear, shine brightly. There are no restrictions on alcohol in Uzbekistan. Wherever you visit, you can consume alcoholic beverages like vodka or whiskey to your liking and enjoy pleasant moments according to your idea of entertainment. For example, you can also increase the fun at nightclubs because people in Uzbekistan like to have fun, and nightclubs, especially on weekends, are filled with people. Additionally, the capital, Tashkent, suffered a devastating earthquake in 1966 with a magnitude of 8 on the Richter scale, and people still bear the weight of that earthquake. To give you an idea, during that earthquake, over 36,000 buildings were destroyed, leaving over 300,000 people homeless. The earthquake was so powerful that even the aftershocks that followed measured a magnitude of 7. During that time, people in Tashkent described living in this city as if they were riding on a crazed camel. Subsequently, Tashkent was rebuilt with substantial assistance from the Soviet Union. The majority of Tashkent residents have 4 or 5 floors, not excessively high. Many of them were built after the 1966 earthquake. These houses generally consist of minimal apartments. We're talking about 2-bedroom apartments, with a living room and a bedroom, measuring around 70 square meters. Current prices have increased due to the situation in Eastern Europe, as many Russians have moved to Uzbekistan. In addition to this, Uzbekistan is home to one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world, Samarkand. With a history dating back over 2,500 years, Samarkand has been an important center of trade, culture, and learning throughout the centuries, one of the most important cities of humanity. Known for its impressive historical buildings, such as the Registan Madrasa and the Gurya Mir Mausoleum, Samarkand is an architectural gem that has attracted travelers, poets, and merchants for millennia. And although Uzbekistan is known for its Islamic heritage, the country also hosts a Jewish community that has existed for over 2,000 years. Taking this into account, one of the most surprising curiosities is the presence of the ancient Jewish city of Bokhara, dating back to the 5th century BC. Bokhara was an important center for Jewish culture and religion in Central Asia, with historic synagogues and a vibrant Jewish community that has preserved its traditions over the centuries, even during periods of persecution and political difficulties. If you liked the video, subscribe to Uncensored World and leave us a comment. Doing so is the best way you have to support our channel and help us work to continue bringing the best content. And don't miss the video that follows this one to discover one of the most amazing places on the planet.